I'm Tim Nelson with Firearms RX. I previously was a police officer with the City of Oklahoma City for 25 years. During that time I spent 20 years as a firearms instructor, and I am currently now an SDA instructor in Edmond, Oklahoma. I've got approximately 30 some years experience teaching people how to shoot. Currently I work part-time for a sporting goods store. And one of the common questions that I have, a lot of guys will come in and say, I want to buy a gun for my wife or girlfriend. My first follow-up question is, well, where is she? Typically the answer is, well, she's working today, or I had the day off and I'm trying to pick out a gun for her. The problem with that approach is that most guys try to pick out a gun that they would like to have and give it to their wife or girlfriend. The problem is that if the woman is going to carry the firearm, she needs to be there to help pick it out. A number of reasons come to mind. Number one is men's hands are generally larger than females' hands, and they can accommodate a larger variety of grips. Females have a tendency to want to feel good about the gun, number one, and they want to be able to pick it up and hold it and see what it feels like in their hands before they're willing to even go any further. Another consideration is that if she's going to carry a semi-auto, then she's going to have to be able to function the firearm. If the gun is too large for her, it's a too large caliber, then she may be unable to handle the recoil or handle the operating functions of the firearm. So it's critical that you get her to come in and actually handle the firearm that you're considering buying for her. Women typically will gravitate towards either a medium frame semi-auto, generally in .380 or 9mm. Some opt for even a smaller caliber such as a .22. Those are the three most common calibers that most women choose. There is the rare occasion that one chooses a .40 caliber or a .45, but that's really more typical of somebody that has had some experience with firearms. The other one that typically most women will gravitate towards would be like a 5-shot revolver, say from Smith & Wesson, Ruger, or maybe even Taurus or Rossi. Those are fairly common items that women are comfortable with because they're simple to operate. Okay, this is typical of the semi-automatic that most men would try to choose for their wife. It's a compact .40 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P. One of the problems that a lot of ladies have, even though this particular model does have interchangeable grip panels, which makes it more accommodating for a lot of people's hands, it's still large, it's still heavy, and if she's going to carry it around in her purse, it's going to be cumbersome and it's going to take up a lot of room in her purse. So typically this is not going to be one of their first choices. One of the disadvantages of a mid-size or larger semi-auto is that if a new shooter doesn't develop a good shooting technique, it can induce a lot of malfunctions. It's also going to be large. It's going to take up a lot of room in her purse. She's going to have difficulty in being able to find a place on her body to conceal it. So it presents a number of problems. Also, it may be difficult for her to manipulate the slide because it is under heavy spring tension. So this may not be the first choice that a new female shooter would gravitate towards. One of the advantages is that it does have a large caliber projectile, and it does have a high capacity as far as it has a 10-round magazine with one in the chamber. It gives you a total of 11 rounds. So the need to reload is not going to be as important as it would be with, say, a revolver. On the other hand, I have a revolver here. This is a Smith & Wesson J-frame 5-shot 38 special revolver. It's fairly lightweight, it's fairly small, compact, and it would be easy for a woman to conceal it in her purse or even on her person if her attire would be appropriate for that type of carry. The disadvantage to the revolver is it's limited to 5 or 6 shots depending on the style of revolver that she chooses. The advantage is that they will take a little bit more abuse in the bottom of a purse than, say, a semi-auto will. They're going to be more reliable, they're going to be easy to function. In order to load it, all they have to do is put the rounds in the chambers, close the action, and now it's ready to fire. So there are always going to be trade-offs between different calibers and different styles of firearms.